They called him the chosen one, because it appeared that Fergie had personally picked Everton's old boss to take over, pushing Moyes out within 10 months.
David Moyes was informed in person by the club's chief executive Ed Woodward this morning at the Carrington training ground that his term as United manager will be ending after not even one full season in charge.
Big breaking news. Manchester United have sacked Jose Mourinho. He was
Of course, very disappointing. Then again, the big plus is the season's over.
The VAR Show. The one place for your weekly football update.
So hello everyone, welcome to the show again. Today we have Bittu, our resident Chelsea fan, whom I have to get, otherwise he'll start his own show. And we have Rocky below, at least in my screen, who is a United fan, and nowadays he lives in the past, in the glory days of United, when they used to sing Glory, Glory, Manchester United. So today I don't know what to discuss. I think since Rocky is here, we'll discuss about United. Rocky, what do you think of United? How has Ole done this season?
Well, I think Ole so far he has done pretty good. You know,
Don't lie.
I think. No, I'm not lying. Let me give my view. You know, so I think so far he has done good. He doesn't have any record of like managing big teams, but again, like he's a United.
I think even Zoom does not want to process that. So it's getting stuck. I think Zoom is taking that stand that we'll not let the world hear this. He's doing good. Yeah. Yeah. Please say, Rocky.
I couldn't. What was that?
No,
what
you were
was
saying Ole is a United legend and you got cut off.
Well, I don't think he got that legendary tag, but he was a decent player, I guess. I didn't see him playing because he doesn't back in he used to play back in 90s or early 2000. I didn't start watching football back then, but I don't think so. He was more of a legend, but I think he was just a decent player, scoring important goals for United. But I think he'll do a good job. Should give him a chance. Allow him to bring in players and try to reshape the club, bring in more young talents. I think they should give him time for sure.
Okay, I'll give you before I move on to Bittu on this matter, I'll ask you one honest review. You are saying Ole they should give time, but if tomorrow Pochettino says I want to manage United, will you sack Ole or not?
Well, I don't think so. We're not a club that
No, not about our club. I'm asking your opinion. Would you take Pochettino over Ole?
No, I don't think so. I would take Pochettino over Ole. But also given the fact that Pochettino, he has more experience. He has managed Tottenham for many years. Yeah, I get it that he has more experience and more. I think he's better. I haven't seen Ole tactically how good he is because it's very early to judge him tactically. But recently, if you see, he has done pretty good with big teams like Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. He has been pretty good. The only problem was with small teams breaking down the defense. But I think he's gonna be good. Tactically, it's very early to judge him right now. But let's see. We'll see how it goes.
So on that note, Bittu, United fans' expectations have gone down so low that drawing with Liverpool is considered a good result for Ole. So okay, Bittu has gone off. So okay, I'll ask you only.
Lava, isn't
it a bad thing? For United, drawing with Liverpool is considered a good result. What do you think on that? You yourself said it was a good result.
Well, yeah. So given the fact that the type of players they have and the the type of football they play, it's amazing. Like me being a United fan, I love to watch them. Like they're so good defensively, offensively they're good as well. When they go forward with the ball, there's always like I feel there's always something going to happen. Like the likes of Salah, Mane, Firmino, they're devastating up front. So yeah, and getting a draw against them with this team, I think, and at Anfield, I think it's considered to be a very good result for me.
So, Bittu, what do you think of United? Like, without bashing them, what would be the best? What would you say about this season? Do you think Ole actually can take them?
So the bashing is the term you use?
Or do you think it's just like I don't know. You know how it is. Like it was with Moyes, the chosen one. It was with Louis van Gaal, the penalty expert. It was with Mourinho, the special one. Do you think it was the same?
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. I have a question. So before we move on, is it a friendly conversation or it's gonna go in your channel?
It will go in the channel.
Okay. I thought. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. All right.
What do you think, Bittu? Please, like about Ole. Like seriously, because see, you have Ole who is maybe promoted from the within, like from United. He was a player and promoted, a kind of a legend because he scored important goals. Similarly, you have Lampard, who was again without much experience, promoted from within, and they have both got the money to spend. I think so. Ole spent on Maguire. Lampard didn't get to spend, but contrastingly, they have different results. That can be because of where Ole started and where Lampard started. What do you think of Ole? Where does he rank with Lampard? Because they are in the same boat, in terms of experience, you can say that.
Okay, I would say firstly, in terms of how the season went with Manu. Okay, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, okay, fine. In terms of how the season went with Manu, so basically now Manu fans are suddenly saying, like, see, when they got David Moyes, they thought they're already full of hope. They're thinking, okay, now we got another Fergie. Then when they got Van Gaal, they were already full of hope. Okay, he's a very good manager. When they got Mourinho, same thing. With Ole, when he was hired, there was not much hope. Now suddenly many fans are thinking, okay, now yes, we're coming back. So I would say let them have that hope. End result, we would get to know. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so now they have the hope with him that he'll do something good. Let's see. And
on that thing, Rocky, what will be, as a resident United fan, what according to you would be a success this season?
Well, for me, if United can, get in the top four and win the FA Cup or maybe win Europa Cup, that would be a very, very good season for them. Getting Champions League is very important. Yeah, so I would say getting top four or winning Europa League, which will allow them to play in the Champions League. It's very important for them. Yeah, so in that case, that would be a good season, a decent season for United.
Like United are, I think, around 5 or 6 points behind the fourth position Chelsea. Do you think realistically they can, they can mathematically, but do you think they can get in?
Well, yeah, it's very much possible because they have a game against Liverpool, so I'm expecting them to lose that game, and and in between the other games, if they draw a match or if they lose with any other teams, that will definitely be an advantage for us. So I'm hoping that the top four is still very much possible for us.
In order for that to happen, Manu has to win all games left.
Yeah. So if you look at our fixture, we don't have any difficult games. If you see, I think the only game we have is against Leicester. That's the the last game of this season.
That's an away game.
That's the
I said, you have to win every game.
Yeah, and if you see also our squad, we have very the Pogba is back. We bought Bruno. He's doing fantastic. So we have a chance. Nothing. We're not expecting anything else, but we'll hope for the best.
Okay, on that note, Bittu, I'll ask you, when they had, United had recently bought Angel Di Maria and he scored the lob over Kasper Schmeichel. They said, we have got the new Ronaldo. He had the number 7 t-shirt. I know Rocky is making faces, but United fans did say that. Similarly, Bruno is in the same boat where, he has performed well for half season. He has come for half season. Even Di Maria performed. Do you think he can sustain that, or do you think it's just like a new club's syndrome where he'll perform good and he'll fade away?
I hope not, but again, it's Man U, so I can't say. So big
Well,
legends have.
if you see with Di Maria, he was under Van Gaal, so and then also he couldn't adjust to the club. He didn't like the manager first of all, and I think with Bruno it's different. Now we have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer managing the club, right? I think he has very good relation with players, unlike Van Gaal. He was I don't know, personally I don't know Van Gaal, but I heard from the players that he was rude, not rude exactly. He was very strict, in his coaching method and everything. So and Van Gaal, I don't think so. Solskjaer is not like that. I guess he's very friendly with players, So I guess the problem we had with Di Maria, we're not going to have the same problem with Bruno.
Hopefully not, because he's a very good player.
Yeah,
and United have been very notorious in spoiling careers for the last 6-7 years after Sir Alex Ferguson. I think even before Sir Alex Ferguson, they have been notorious in spoiling career. If you take the likes of Veron, whom they bought for huge money, and a class footballer, he didn't perform well, and there are many other instances. Okay, on that note, Rocky, since you're a United fan, you watch the games. Who is the most important player for you going forward, maybe from next season onwards, from United?
Before answering that, I'll just answer your question that we, you said that we destroy careers. If you also don't forget, we also have great players like Ronaldo, Beckham. If you have forgotten, we also build good careers for players.
You are correct.
Okay,
but
so
out of every 100
moving...
players, if you are producing 20 players, the percentage is not adding up.
Well, if you see our youth, the amount of talent we bring in, it's more than any other clubs in the world, I would say, or in English Premier League. And so moving on with the question, you said that which player would be important in the upcoming season, right?
Yeah.
So I feel, according to me, 3 players will be very crucial. If they can perform, I think we have a good chance. I wouldn't say that we have a good chance of winning the trophy next season, but we can definitely get into top 4 or top 3. First player I would mention, it's Martial. If he can perform well, the last match he scored a hat-trick, and I really like that because he was playing like a United player, giving everything for the team. And the second player I would say Bruno. It's very important for Bruno to stay fit and perform through the season. And another player I would say Marcus Rashford. Definitely, he should be playing very good, because if you see, he has been playing in United first team, I think, for last 3 or 4 years. So he's a young player, but also he has good experience playing in the first team. So these 3 players, I expect a lot from them.
So you said 3 players. Out of that, I think 2 of them were again. Sorry, I am not trying to bash. I just happened to come across such United fans whom 2 of them were labeled the new Ronaldo, in Martial and Rashford. I'm not trying to bash, but they were labeled the new Ronaldo.
Who told you that they are Marcus? They're Marcus new Ronaldo.
People were saying. There are few people, I will not like to name them, but they were saying, okay. Similarly, I'll come back to you, but Bittu, there has been they bought Bruno and he's the new, darling of Old Trafford. But they have another, maybe a ex-lover, that is Pogba. What do you think of him? Can they play together? Personally, for me, Pogba is of higher talent than Bruno Fernandes can ever be. What do you think? Is Pogba better than Bruno? Can they play together, or should United sell Pogba? What do you think, Bittu?
I think they need to sell one.
Don't think of buying him.
So, sorry?
Don't think of buying Pogba.
We are thinking of buying Lingard.
Yeah, you can take him if you want.
No, Lingard was
don't
also
think of...
the new Ronaldo.
Yes.
Lingard was also the new Ronaldo.
Exactly.
I'm not lying on this. He even took out his own brand. Something like this. So like this or something. No, something.
Yes.
His own brand. Clothing brand. I remember when he scored around, I think 4-5 games continuously. My God, I thought over. There was a phrase. Rocky, even you would have shared that. Sir Alex Ferguson predicted long back that Lingard will develop later in his career. It was going around. But he has not developed.
Maybe under Sir Alex he'll be different. Maybe, who knows?
Of course, maybe because he won the league with Tom Cleverley and Phil Jones at defense. So
Yeah.
possible.
So you can understand. Maybe he would be different. He would be different under Sir Alex, right?
I have some information which I would not say. Yeah, okay, I'll say it. So I was talking to a referee. Okay, I'll say it. I was talking to a referee yesterday. Okay, and I will not name him, but he was like, Sir Alex Ferguson had a very big influence on referees in the sense that they had him in his phone, like in his dial up. So you can understand, what kind of influence Alex had. Not that he did not have the managerial talent, but when you talk about Fergie time and all, now it's even more.
So we mean to say that like all these years, the trophies he won all the trophies, like it's due to the influence of the referees.
No.
What do you mean?
Other teams were also inferior. That is also there.
So you mean to say that under Sir Alex Ferguson's reign, like there wasn't any good teams at that time?
No, Sir Alex was very good. No, I forgot the team he managed in the beginning of his career. Before Scotland, he did very good there. I think it was Aberdeen. He took them, won the league. Amazing. That is amazing what he did. With Scotland, he was there for half season. I don't know. He didn't perform well, or he didn't get much games to show. With United, I think Sir Alex underperformed. He has a very tremendous track record of winning how much ever trophies in 25 years. But I think he underperformed in the sense that there is a Liverpool manager, I think by the name of Bob Paisley or someone, who won, I think 3 Champions League in 9 years with 4 or 5 leagues or something. So in that comparison, yeah, I think Sir Alex underperformed, like in his tenure. Okay, that is old topic. Let's get ahead from that. So
okay.
Like
That's
in
good.
defense, talking about defense, we'll talk about one player who has been the best for United, maybe for the last 10 years. David De Gea. Do you think you should replace him?
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say they should replace him so soon. He's still a top player for us. He still makes good saves. Yeah, I understand that he's sometimes very like not so good with his saves in last few games. The game we had against was it Chelsea or sorry, it was against Tottenham, right? Yeah, so we drew that match, right? So I think the first goal could have been saved. It was like straight to his hand. He could have saved it easily, but he missed it. But anyways, he should be given a chance. Like going forward with the next season, and after that, if not, we have another few other goalkeepers. They should be given the chance.
So like the two people who had two things which had the major impact in David De Gea's career was Sir Alex Ferguson first in bringing him, and secondly it was the fax machine which did not allow him to go to Madrid. So Bittu, what do you think of Maguire? Who should partner him at defense for Manchester United?
They don't know. I don't know actually. Many fans are very confident in Lindelof. So I leave it best for many fans to judge. But then, yeah, they can if they can get Koulibaly from Napoli, then it will make a very solid defense.
Well, I think we already have like good defense line right now. We don't need any Koulibaly or any other big names. Any other big names. I think Maguire is good with Lindelof because I feel and we also have like Jones. He's terrible. We have like what is his name? Eric Bailly. He's good. He's very aggressive, but sometimes he's very careless with tackles.
You have one more guy. Smaldini in Roma at Roma.
Smalling? Yeah, no. That was
who is on path to become a Roma legend.
See, Smalling. See, you can understand his quality because like living Premier League and going to Roma, he's like top defender there. Nobody can bypass him. He's like top.
But then don't you think the problem is with United? Because what's the other guy's name? I forgot his name at Leicester City. It will be helpful if you help me out.
Maguire? Harry Maguire?
No, that Leicester City who left United and went to West Brom and then he went to Leicester City. Okay,
Johnny Evans.
Yeah, Johnny Evans. He's having an extremely good career right now. Then you have
he had a good career in United as well.
You have Smalling, who is performing extremely good in Roma, which is like they don't where Italy is said to be a like pioneer for defense, and if you are considered good there, I think you're good. Do you think it's something wrong with the United defense?
So yeah, we had issues with United defense for past few years when there's like under Moyes we had problem with defense, under Van Gaal we had problem with defense, and under Mourinho like first few seasons we were good, but then I don't know, he had so many problems with players, and finally we have like all day, right? So he's building a good defense line, I feel.
According to me, I feel Maguire is underwhelming. According to me, my analysis of his first season, Manu, is very underwhelming for the price they paid for him.
Definitely, and United people bully United.
Well, it's the market, right? So you can like, it's like say like people know that United they need defenders. Obviously, they're gonna ask for high price, right? So then how the market works, right? So
okay, if I ask a Manu fan, do you think? Would you consider Maguire's performances so far this season at par with?
Outside decent.
Would you consider it at par with Van Dijk?
Definitely not. See, this is first season
I thought he said definitely
United,
yes.
right? And Van Dijk has been playing for Liverpool, I think, past 2 or 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So you also have to give him a chance.
Okay, would you fine?
Form a good partnership.
Is he at par at Van Dijk with Van Dijk's first season at Liverpool?
Well, I haven't watched Van Dijk at his first season at Liverpool, and I don't even remember how good he was. His first season with Liverpool.
Okay, I'll give you a context in that. Van Dijk, after Van Dijk arrived at Liverpool, both the seasons they reached the Champions League final.
One day finals and one.
Yeah, if you talk about that, like after, like what do you say? What's his name? He said.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, yeah. So after Van Dijk joined, he said that Liverpool reached the final twice, right? And also, if you see, like after Maguire joined United, you see we have started to consider less goals than we would consider before, right? So in that context, yeah, I think it's not par with Van Dijk for sure, but I feel he's making a positive contribution. He's a leader. I think our backline is much stronger right now than what it used to be. So I feel he has made a good contribution and he'll be a good player for United.
So like on that note, I'll ask you, Rocky, like what should be the the nail in the coffin for Ole? Like what should be the minimum achievement next year, after which you should cut your losses with him?
Well, like I said before, next season, like try to try to stay in top 4, win 1 or 2 trophies, maybe FA Cup or some other cups, right? Try to win those cups, and Premier League is not it's not achievable next season. We all know that. So that would be, I think, a good season for Ole. And moving forward, the next season after that, I think he should aim for the title.
So like moving on to you, Bittu, like what do you think should be the the minimum benchmark for Ole next season?
Next season, yeah, he has to finish at least fourth. That is a minimum given. In fact, third or fourth. Yeah, means in fact, in a way, as much as means you expect from Lampard, that much you'll be expecting from Ole.
Okay, I'll phrase it out betterly. What is the realistic expectation from Ole next year?
From Ole, okay, I see them ending up fifth, maybe again next season.
What about you, Rocky? What is the realistic? Like what you said was finishing in top 4 and winning few trophies. That is the good part. Like everyone will hope for that. But what is the realistic according to you? Because you will be following United, you will know how it is. Like you have
so that's reality. That's realistic. Like it's a top 4 and winning few trophies. That's achievable. The teams we have, the quality of players we have. United should get in top 4 at least, or win few trophies. That's realistic. Yeah.
So like on that note, Rocky, I'll ask you one final question, and to end the final question for you. How does it feel to see like City dominate for such a long time, and then Liverpool win the league, and they look like they'll be dominating? How does it feel?
Well, first of all, like congratulations to all the Liverpool fans. Like who thought they wouldn't see in their lifetime Liverpool winning, trophy after 30 long years. It's been like 3 decades. I myself, I didn't think that like I would see Liverpool winning a trophy. It's kind of a miracle for like Liverpool fans. When when they thought that this season will be null and void, they're panicking. But again, everything is getting back to normal, at least for the football fans. At least they can see football matches right now, although there's no audience. That's a different thing. But yeah, Liverpool winning after 30 years, it's, well, as a United fan, I wouldn't see Liverpool, I don't like to see Liverpool winning the trophy. But again, if you see, they deserve it. They deserve it. So they should, win. Maybe they can win more titles, I feel, with the teams and the coach they have. And talking about City, yeah, they have been dominating after Sir Alex left United, right? But again, if you see all the clubs, they have a transition period, right? Maybe we are going through a much longer transition period than other clubs, right? So we'll see. They will have ups and downs. Even for City, I feel they're already out of, I guess, what? No, they're still in Champions League, I guess, or no? Are they out?
No, they are there.
Okay, they're there, but I don't think so. They have a chance of winning Champions League, which they are, aiming for all the season. I don't think so. They'll be winning a Champions League, or I don't see them winning the Premier League as well next season.
So moving on to Bittu, I'll not ask you how it feels because you're a Chelsea fan and it does not even bother that much, I feel. So I'll ask you a different question in terms of United only. Do you think United will have to wait maybe another 20-30 years before they win the league?
Why not?
Because I'll say you one thing. Because the last time Liverpool won the league, and you would say them in 1990, you would say them that you will not win the league for 30 years. They would slap you. They wouldn't even take you to the mental hospital. It can happen.
I don't think so. I don't think so. United they have to wait so long, 30 years. I don't think so. We'll have to wait that long. I think it's been how many years? 7 years since we didn't win the league, right?
It can happen.
I think it's 7 years, right? Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think so. We're gonna wait. We have to wait 30 long years.
You did not win for 7 years, and I can easily see you not winning for 3 more years. That will be 10 years, and by the time you realize, it might even be 30 years. That's how time passes.
We'll see.
Bittu, what do you think?
I think can happen to anybody. You never know.
No,
do you think okay, you say that. You saw what happened to AC Milan, right? Just one fine day, like they were a European heavyweight, and then suddenly like they got inflated. So if it can happen to Liverpool, who were at that point 5-time Champions League winners, no, that time they were 4, I think, and AC Milan, okay, they were already 9-time champions. It can happen to these clubs. It can happen to a 3-time champion as well.
So like Bittu, like, do you think like United, as of now, we'll talk of now. Again, you can't come back after next year when you sack Ole, which will happen. That this will happen. Okay, do you think under Ole they can win the Premier League ever? Not even like I'm not even like I can give if you give him 20 years, maybe he might win one Premier League in the 20th year, but that is not counted. Do you think like he can win a Premier League maybe in the next 5-6 years?
Not 5-6, not 5-6. It's going to be very difficult 5-6 years, because firstly already see at the moment both Man City's team is young and Liverpool's team is there. Okay, so next 2-3 years you can say it's still going to be them, and then you have Chelsea's squad, you have Arsenal's young squad, okay, and Man U. Then they will be competing. So it's not gonna be that easy. 5-6 is a very short term, I would say.
So okay, like to end with you, like what do you think? Where will United finish this season for you?
I see them finishing. I don't know. Means maybe I see them finishing not above 5th. Maybe 6th, 7th. You never know. I don't see them finishing. It is 5 points at this point is I would say a good lead. Okay, so I see Chelsea and Man U performing equally. I'll see them losing games and winning games, both the clubs. So in that rate, I don't see Man U taking up the 4th. The 5-point cushion is there at that point. I see both clubs winning and losing.
Okay, Rocky, on your behalf, to end with you, what do you think? What position will United finish this season? Realistic.
Well,
you cannot win the league. Realistically, what position?
Yeah, everything I say is realistic. I'm not making up anything, or I'm not hoping, holding and hoping anything. Okay. So whatever I say is realistic. I'm saying whatever is achievable for them. Yeah, I said before, like I said before, that top 4 is very much possible. It's very much open game, like either Chelsea could make it like top 4, or either United could make top 4. So it's very much open. So I feel they have the chance to like get into top 4.
So like on that note, we'll end it here today, and I think we have we are in the end game of the Premier League, and we have around 5 or 6 teams all the way from 4th with Chelsea. You can even count Leicester City, who have not performed well, all the way down to.
Yes.
I would even include Arsenal. They're in 43 points and United are in 49. Not a big difference in 7 games. Lot can happen. So I hope.
Is it?
Yeah. So I hope for Rocky, for you, for your insanity, United qualify for the Champions League. Hopefully through Europa League. I do not have high hopes in the Premier League. Through Europa League they can qualify, and Bittu, I hope even Chelsea qualifies. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next time.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us. And congratulations.
Yes.
You being a Liverpool fan, you got to see them winning after 30 years.
And I hope you do not have to wait for 30 years before you win the league.
I hope not.
Okay, I don't know about wait for 30 years. I hope you don't have to see Liverpool win the league again.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.